Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Tuesday, February 21st, 2012 is sponsored by Realtick. Alright, a lot to cover, so I want to get right into the mix. The markets have rolled over in the early to mid-afternoon session, which immediately isn't a huge deal because we have to see where this market closes. Generally, we see a late-day float higher, which again is still a possibility, but you did see a rollover here, a good solid pullback where we are trading back towards the lows of the day. The S&P 500 is essentially flat, Dow is flat, NASDAQ is down slightly, about 8 to 9 points on the day. Now, there are a couple keys here that make me think this could be a bigger deal than most people would make it out to be, and I will divulge these keys to you so you can understand exactly what I'm seeing in the charts. First off, we have to look at the high of the day. The high of the day today was 137.05, and you can see it right here exactly at the 12 o'clock time frame. There was actually a 12 o'clock buy program that was programmed in, and it hit, and you can see the spike there exactly at 12 o'clock, but very quickly you saw a reversal candle, and that is a sign of weakness. Off of that reversal candle, we saw sideways action in spirit of bearish pattern, which ultimately led us to this breakdown. Now, right now, you can see the market did get through this pink trend line and the green trend line, which notes Friday's high. That right now is important, although I do want to see confirmation below that level here, which we do not have yet. In addition, the high of the day at 137.05 did not take out the previous May 2011 high at all. And I think this is an unbelievably important factor because if you go to your daily chart here, folks, and I zoom out here, and we want to take away these lines don't mean anything anymore as we have gone through that level. But the big line that we're watching now is the pivot top from May 2nd, 2012. And if you draw that line right over here, you actually came within about 10 cents, 10 to 12 cents of hitting that exact high from May 2011. The fact that you didn't take that out and the market rolled over here is actually sticking out in my mind as being semi-significant. All right, now again, if we had taken it out and made a new high, okay, well, that's important. New high is a new high, a higher high essentially. But the fact that we didn't and the markets have now rolled over without us taking that level out, it does pop up in my mind as being semi-significant. So again, I want to alert you guys to that aspect. Keep an eye on that pivot high at 137.18, which from May 2011 was the 52-week high on this market. And notice again, today's high was 137.05. We did not take it out. And watch in the next 24 hours. Do they somehow get this market up there and take it out, or do we start to roll over? A rollover would be very, very significant in my book. All right, so that again is another significant thing. Notice the markets are trying to get back to this area and recapture it on an intraday basis on the SPY. Now, a couple other things to go over here, folks. In addition to us seeing a little bit of a rollover here, it's coming on extremely light volume, and 79 million on the SPY. So usually you don't see a rollover on light volume. Today we are seeing a little bit of one, but let's watch and see where this market ends the day. All right, now a couple other factors. Over the weekend, Greece got their secondary bailout. Now, most people would have thought, oh, well, we're going to just rally on this market again and again and again based on the positive news out of Greece. Not necessarily the case because everyone had already anticipated they were going to get this deal. It was a no-brainer. They were going to get it. So the market priced that in last week. Now, once this is done, it was almost like a sell the news type event here. All right, they got their bailout, but now we must sell because all of a sudden on the horizon you see Spain, Portugal, Ireland, and Italy. They're all going to need bailouts too. It's not going away. And in all fairness, the Greek bailout does not solidify them forever. It solidifies them for another year before they're going to face another default. And it's just like, essentially, it's kicking the can down the road by the European Union here, just doing enough to stave off default in the short term. All right? So again, even though the markets, wanted to hear the Greek bailout news, it kind of just pushes that behind, and now you have 10 more problems facing you in the forefront. And once you get through all those forefront, like Spain, Portugal, and Ireland, and Italy, then you have to rotate right back to Greece again and do it again. So it's almost like a hamster on a treadmill or wheel of sorts, just going around and around in a circle. All right, in any case, I do like to see this little bit of a rollover in the markets. I'd like to see the NASDAQ continue to lead. The NASDAQ led this market up, folks, and if you go to the Qs chart, you can clearly see this on the daily Qs chart. All right, here's your Qs chart. Look at how vertical that is, even more vertical than the spiders. But considering the Qs never took out this pivot high right here, or just today pierced it and double topped and have reversed, I think that's a significant signal as well. This was the day Apple had that monster rollover. So that pivot high, if we draw that across, you can see that's essentially the exact high of the day, and you're still not able to take that high out. All right. Now, again, just let me scan through a couple other things here. I think we need to go take a look at J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan continues to be up a little bit, so financials are still participating, probably off the Greek bailout news. They're the ones that benefit the most, institutions essentially that have debt there, the fact that Greece isn't going to default. But if we scan away from that and take a look at Apple, Apple's still doing well, but notice how Apple is not able to get back to this pivot high yet. This pivot high on the daily chart has not been reachieved, and what you actually have here is inside bars inside of this red candle, which can be looked at as an in spirit of bearish pattern. Now, I still have a half position short on Apple, which I'm in the money off of. I already took half off for $25 last week on my short. It was a beautiful short I gave to the research center. In addition, I'm also short some other plays out there, Microsoft being one of them, MSFT, which continue to be in the money on off of this beautiful short right here at the pivot high. We had a master level there and nailed that short call. All right, and again, this is just a one example or a couple examples of some of the calls we're giving out here in the research center. I encourage you to come take the 7-day free trial, folks. 7-day free trial to the research center, 7-day free trial to the intraday stock chat. Join the pros, enlighten yourself, and profit for life. Bottom line. I'm going to give you the calls, and I'm going to teach you the methodologies, proprietary methodology. You learn this, you will make money for the rest of your lives in trading, in my opinion. All right, assuming you can just grasp it, which it doesn't take that much to grasp the methodology. Let's go back to the spiders here. If we flip over to an intraday chart here, you can see the markets again are just trading right underneath this area. Again, look at this market underneath here. If you confirm, which to confirm you need to close below the low here of the candle on the breakdown candle. If you confirm there, look for further downside. Your next major scalping opportunity would probably be in this vicinity right down here. This would actually be a pretty solid line, and that's at, let me just see here. That's at a price of around 136 even numbers. So we actually would fall quite a bit more if we confirm to the downside. Assuming you stay under here, under these two lines, the green and the pinkish line right here, you look for further downside. If you recapture that, then obviously they float this market up into the end of the day. All right, the dollar, let's quickly look at the dollar UUP. The dollar is trading lower today. Even with this rollover, you're still seeing the dollar down about 12 cents on the UUP, which is still showing some good weakness there, but the markets don't seem to care today. Okay? Gold is up pretty big today, up $3.38. Big move on gold. Oil is trading up 89 cents on the USO. It's above $106 per barrel. Great move on the USO today and on spot crude. Little oil stocks are going nuts. PDO, look at this one. Look at the daily chart on PDO. Since oil's really gotten above 100, this thing has just started to take off. BDCO, Blue Dolphin Energy, is another one having a great move here on the daily chart. One of my favorites that I'm still watching for a move is this Ivanhoe, IVAN. If it closes on the daily above these two moving averages, you should see a pretty significant move to the upside. Okay? Thinking across the board, folks, let's quickly just take a look at Google. I saw Google earlier was having a good day. It's still having a decent day, but it has pulled back off the daily. You see a little bullish consolidation here, but today it tried to pop and break out, and it looks like it may have failed at the 50 moving average on the charts. Failure could mean further downside in Google. All right, now again, folks, we have a turn date coming up, cycle pivot, so I encourage you to come take the 7-day free trial. Get on board for this next call. It is going to be a big one. The money will flow like water out of your faucet. Have a great afternoon, folks. I got to get back to trading. I'll talk to you soon.